Hey gamers, rainy day outside, so we're in the shop making some lures. Wanted to give a review of this Anglin AI AR worm mold. It's the 5 3/4 inch version of it. They make a couple others. They make a 7.5 inch and I think a 4.15 inch mold as well, I think. But anyway, it's a very good mold. All of Anglin AI products are good that I've used several of them. For example, I figured it would shoot a solid color worm really good. Like this one is even a laminate, the green pumpkin, June bug, Bama bug style. I got the watermelon with red flake. So I knew those would come out pretty good, and they do. They work really good. The tail action is really good. And it's just all around good sized bait. Now, my question was, after I got the molds for the worm itself, I figured, all right, I'm going to try the tail mold that they have for it. And how would that work? How would it bond in with the kicking action of the tail? And now that we've used it quite a bit, I wanted to use it prior to giving a review of it. It works really good. It hangs on there really good. I mean, that's going to be a part of how it's poured or injected as well. Like this one here, this is the black with the chartreuse tail. As you can see, there's a nice blend of the plastic right there. And again, the temperature in which you inject the black into the mold, after you set this in there, the way it works, let me back up, is here's the tail mold, and here's the actual worm mold. So it takes very little plastic to shoot in the tail mold itself. Once you pour it in there, obviously you take it out. I already got this broke apart, so you take these out, and the way it works is, if you can see that, it's got like a little reduced size, more narrow than the tail itself, the tip of it right there. So what happens is you get those out of the tail mold, you lay it into the actual worm mold. Kind of self-explanatory, but kind of showing you here how easy it is. So you just lay it in there real nice and make sure it's all filled in even. But right in here, you can see how much space there is on each side of that little tip. So when you inject the actual body color of the worm, it fills in real nicely on each side of that tip. Creates a nice bond. And usually the temperature I'd pour it at, just to make sure I get a good bond, is usually, I try to get it around 390 degrees. 385 to 400 basically is the temperature I try to pour it. Now you got to watch that depending on the color of the body, the June bug color. That seems, at least for me, very temperature. It just tends to darken up when the higher the temperature you get it. Like the green pumpkins, the watermelons, the black, obviously, it doesn't change color, at least from my experience. So what happens is, it creates a nice bond here when that body color comes around that little tip insert, whatever you want to call it. So here's the black with the chartreuse, got the watermelon red flake, nice bond there. And then I this morning tried the black body with the white tails. So it creates a nice bond there. You can kind of see how it blends in there and melts in good. Now, Anglin AI's recommendation, which I follow, is I'll pour or inject the worm mold, the tail mold, and immediately put it in here and inject the body of it. So I do not let this sit and cool. This is still warm when I put it in here. I have two of these worm molds, and I have two bass tackle injectors. So I have, basically, this does 8 total. Each of these have 4, so the 2 worm molds works out. I fill all these up, and then immediately I have myself injecting one, either Ryan here or my daughter Sophia. She'll have the other injector, and I'll inject one, she injects the other. That way we can hold the pressure on it for about 20 seconds or so to help force that plastic and keep a pressure on that bond, that joint right there. So it creates a nice bond. Again, we've used it just fishing on our own in tournaments. It's held up very well. We haven't had one break yet. So again, I think it's a combination of making sure you take it right out of here, put it right in here, inject. I mean, it's kind of a process, a lot of back and forth, but still, I'd rather do that than have a failure right here. Now, another thing we do, and instead of so we don't have to buy additional molds for a shorter worm, is if we feel bass are short striking it, that sort of thing, we'll pinch this off. We'll cut it off and make a shorter version of it. Yeah, we don't. Angling AI probably doesn't want to hear that, but it's it saves a couple $100 for a couple more molds. But anyway, if you feel as you're fishing they're short striking it, or you just want you're fishing for smaller fish. There's a smaller fish in the fishery. We'll take an inch and a half off of this, have a shorter worm, and that works good too. Or as with any worm, if it starts getting tore up here from catching fish, you pinch it off and you just move the hook down where you run it up on the hook, Texas rig it or whatever. But again, we're very pleased with it. I'd definitely recommend it, and that's about it. Again, visit us on our website, agamecl.square.site. We'll have these products available on there along with a lot of others. Visit our like and subscribe to our YouTube page. We'd appreciate that. And we're on Facebook as well. We post any sort of new color combinations, anything that we're going. We got a sale going right now, 4th of July sale. So you can use the code provided on the website to get a discount on lures. So appreciate you watching. Good luck on the water, and we'll come back with some more videos on tournament coverage. We need to do that. I've been lacking on that, but and some more mold reviews as well, as we get those. So thanks again, and like and subscribe. Talk to you later.